Yo, welcome back to another video. I realized that I should probably do a follow-up on my Polygon. It's been about 1 year, and I've done a bunch of races with it, and I'm going to tell you my thoughts. So let's go for a ride, and we'll discuss the pros and cons. All right, the Polygon Bend R5. This is their highest end gravel bike made by Polygon. Polygon makes frames for a bunch of different companies, and a few years ago they decided to create their own bikes as well. So the Polygon gravel range consists of the Bend R2 that has a 2x Shimano Sora, and the Polygon Bend R5, which is what I'm riding right now. And this has a GRX 812 1x 38 tooth chainring, and the back is 11 to 42, 11 speed. So decent range for climbing. This is the bike I did unpaved on, where it was 100 miles and about 6,500 feet of climbing. So legit race. I've done the Jersey gravel grinder on this 2 times, and the Brandywine Valley Roubaix, along with the Tuckahoe gravel grinder. I have videos of all of these races if you want to check them out. We're on the C&D Canal, the south side gravel. And this is a little chunkier than the north side if you're ever in the area, just FYI. It's freezing. It's like 30 something degrees, and we're along the water, so that's a good time. It's not real windy, but anytime you're along the water, it always feels colder. So about the bike, I have 1,100 miles on it, maybe 1,200 miles in the past 10 months or so. So a good amount to really get a feel as far as what the bike provides and what it lacks. Let's start with the cons. The cons, number one, is the weight. So any weight weenies out there, this bike might not be for you. With pedals, it's like 24.5 pounds. So it's not the lightest thing in the world, but compared to a mountain bike, 32 pounds, it does feel a ton lighter, so that's a good part. Another con was the seat that it came with, and seats are personal preference anyway, so you'll probably end up swapping almost every seat if you're super picky. I got the Bontrager Aeolus Comp seat on here, and that was the 4th seat that I tried. Bontrager has a pretty cool program where if you don't like it, you can try it for 30 days. So I did, and I was super picky about the saddle. Finally found one that I like. It's pretty comfortable, so yeah, I'm sticking with it. And I've had this for, I don't know, 8 months maybe, and I dig it, so I like it. All right, what's another con? Maybe the geometry, if you're looking for a more modern gravel bike geometry where, more slack head tube angle. This is 71-ish. I'll put it on the screen. And so yeah, it's like a touring bike. Another con were the wheels that came with it. I had an issue about I don't know, a month in, where one of the spokes, the connection from the inside of the rim that connects to the nipple of the spoke came undone. So I'm riding along and I hear there's a rattling and I'm like, what the heck is that? And you know, I get home from the ride and I spin the tires, and sure enough, it sounds like a rock or something got into the rim, like a little pebble. And you know, I'm trying to figure out what it is. So, you know, I just ended up getting what I thought was a pebble out, and I look and it was a connection to one of the spokes. I'm like, well, that's not good, because I hadn't taken it in any races yet. It was light riding on paved bike trails, right? So I'm like, if it started falling apart on that, I can only imagine when there's a super rough you know, stretch of gravel or even a race. So I contacted Bikes Online, which is who provided the bike, and you know, they were great. They just asked me to send kind of proof, right? So I showed them, you know, pictures and all that, and I had actually taken a video, you know, with the sound, you know, kind of proving that, hey, I didn't make this up. And you know, they asked me how I wanted to resolve it, so I let them know, hey, there's a set of wheels that I'm interested in, and that's the DT Swiss G1800 gravel wheels, 650B, you know, super wide. And they said go ahead. So they comped it, and that was awesome. So I got the new set of wheels, no issues with it since, knock on wood, as far as the wheels, and we're good to go. All right, so let's get into the pros, and there's a lot of them. Number one, the price. Now I'm going to say the price, and if you've never had a modern bike, or just kind of been in under a rock the last few years, you're going to think this is super expensive, and it is. It's not cheap. But the bike goes for between $1,500 and $1,600, so $1,500 to $1,600, depending on if there's a sale. So we'll call it $1,500 for round numbers. So what do you get with that? First off, you get top of the line group set, right? GRX 812. Besides going wireless, Di2, it's the best you can get. So that's awesome. Shifts very smooth. They claim it to be Ultegra level shifting for the GRX 812. You get the through axle, standard through axle, threaded bottom bracket, so easy maintenance. You get the GRX hydraulic disc brakes, which is awesome. And you get one of my favorite, and probably almost a must-have, you know, it's getting up there, is a usable dropper post. I say usable because I just did a review. I'll link it in the description, or you can just find it on my channel. I did a review of the new Checkpoint driftless, which comes with a dropper post, but the dropper post just didn't have enough travel to really be useful for me. It was like 50 millimeter. I'm like, what's the point? This has, I believe, about 100 mil of travel, so it's like a mountain bike dropper post where you can just really slam it, get it out of the way, get real low. All right, and it has the 1x, so we're gonna see how it does up this hill. So here we go. 38 tooth chain ring and 1142 in the back. All right, so no big deal there. Flattens out. This is a little bit of a longer climb. So here we go. And it's wet. We'll see what the gradient is as soon as we get to the top and it catches up. Yep. We're at 8%. Yep. Whew. Yeah, it's pretty sloppy back here. But again, perfect day to ride a gravel bike. You want to stay off the local trails. Oh, I don't know what this looks like up here. Is this mud? I don't know. No, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Not bad. All right, let's go through it. All right. So that leads me to another pro for me is the tires. Came with 650B 47 mil tires. The WTB Ventures file tread, a little grippy on the sides, you know, for cornering. But I've really come to like these tires where it's pretty fast rolling, but it's giving me enough grip where I can get away with it. You can go wider. I think 50 mil or you know, 2-inch or 2.1 inch on a 27.5 mountain bike rim, or you can do 700C with, I believe, 45 mil, which is like Canyon Grizzle range, right? The Lauf Segla, you know, that's all 700C and 45 mil. So that's pretty cool. Again, coming from mountain biking, I didn't want to look down at like road tires while I'm riding. You know, I want something to be a little more confidence inspiring. And it has a pretty cool color combination where it has like the gunmetal gray and carbon fork, which is like this brown wood camo, which is really sweet. Hopefully you're getting something out of these little mini reviews that I'm starting to put out. I am not a serious cyclist. I love cycling, and there's a difference between the two. Yeah, I'm a data nerd and I pay attention to the numbers, but it's really just for my own progression, my own fitness. I mean, look at this out here. I mean, this is why you ride gravel bikes, you know, for things like this, just to explore. Same thing with mountain bikes, but I like mountain bike, you know, riding the single track and all that stuff. This is just getting off the road. There's no people, you know, you don't have to worry about cars, and you have a bike that can pretty much do most things. You don't have to worry about the terrain, and that's kind of why I like the wider 47 mil tires with the 650B. It's just, you know, it's a pretty playful bike, throw it around, but this is what it's all about. So, you know, I love this bike, plain and simple. Whew. So would I recommend the bike? Yeah, I definitely would, especially at this price point. If you're somebody who wants a quality bike, looking to dabble into the gravel world, but you don't want to spend a total arm and a leg, really look into this. 1,500 bucks. It's a lot of money, but for what you get, you cannot find this at this price point anywhere else. If you can, please put it in the comments below, and I'll gladly look it up and, you know, make a correction to this video. But seriously, the GRX 800 series hydraulic brakes, disc brakes, the dropper post, a good dropper, through axle, carbon fork. It's good stuff. And if I wanted, I can make this bike a whole lot lighter, but for me, more of a hobby, trying to stay in shape or get in shape, do a race here and there. I think it's exactly what the doctor ordered. Okay. There's a sandy climb. It's kind of tricky where if you put too much power down, you'll spin out, and not enough power and you won't get up the hill. So there you go. So nice little cadence, 79, 80 RPMs. There we go. And we're at the top. All right. Yeah, that was fun. Never did that descent before. I wasn't sure how slippery it would be. No biggie. No big deal. All right, final thoughts on this bike for now. Thumbs up, big time. I mean, does what you want, you know, does it the way that I want. So might not be for everybody, and I'm sure it's not. It's not the lightest bike. It's not the most aero bike. But again, I'm not the lightest and I'm not the most aero, but it checks most of the boxes for me. So I dig it. I'm gonna keep riding it. Do some more races, just do some more fun rides, and again, it's a no nonsense bike. So that's about it. I mean, if you want me to do another follow-up on this, maybe when the weather's warmer, let me know in the comments below. But you know, I do recommend it. Check out bikesonline.com. They've got a good selection You know, they carry Polygon and Marlin, and I think a couple other brands as well. So this is it. If you're looking for, you know, the best gravel bike you can get for about 1,500 bucks, I think this at the top of the list. You know, so appreciate you guys watching. As always, subscribe if you haven't, and check that like button, whatever. But hopefully I'll see you out there. Enjoy the ride.